Uranus and Sagittarius generation. This generation is mainly people born from 1981 to 1988, all right? So let's talk about the Uranus and Sagittarius generation, everything you can expect from these people and how these people are, all right? So this generation, they liberate themselves through matters involving higher education, such as college, higher knowledge, such as philosophy and studying philosophy, being a philosopher. They liberate themselves through long distance travel, traveling beyond their comfort zone, traveling to other states and other countries, and interacting with foreigners, okay? Uranus has to do with how a generation liberates themselves. The sign that it's in tells how a generation liberates themselves and frees themselves from constraints. Sagittarius has to do with higher education, such as college and universities, higher knowledge and studying philosophy, long distance travel abroad, and interacting with foreigners. Okay, so this is how this generation liberates themselves. This generation, they liberate themselves through being optimistic, being well traveled, and being well educated. Okay, so this is again that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy has to do with being optimistic, having faith in life that everything is going to work out and it's going to be okay, being well traveled and being well educated. This is how this generation liberates themselves and frees themselves from constraints. This generation, they have a very unconventional and radical approach towards higher education, higher knowledge, long distance travel, and interacting with foreigners, okay? Uranus and the sign that it's in tells the type of matters that generation doesn't approach in the typical way. They approach these matters in a very unconventional and almost radical way. People would say that they're very unconventional and radical when it comes to the matters that are associated with that sign. So this sign, they have a very unconventional approach towards higher education. They don't approach college and universities the same way that everyone else does. They don't approach higher knowledge and studying philosophy the same way everyone does. Long distance travel and interacting with foreigners. They approach all these matters in a very unconventional and radical way. Cristiano Ronaldo, Drake, and Nicki Minaj are a part of this generation. Now, what's so interesting about all these three is they're all foreigners, right? And it's so interesting because they're all foreigners and they've all made such a significant impact in America, and they've been able to make money through America and just having such a significant influence on the American people, even though they're foreigners. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's a Portuguese soccer player, if I'm not mistaken. Drake is a Canadian rapper, and Nicki Minaj is a rapper from Trinidad. So it's just really interesting that these are the three that I picked, and they're all foreigners. And you can see that through being foreigners and through traveling long distance is how they liberated themselves. So it makes perfect sense that they're a part of the Uranus and Sagittarius generation. During this time period, Ronald Reagan was president, and there was a lot of emphasis on dealing with foreign affairs and foreigners during this presidency. If I'm not mistaken, Ronald Reagan, he was like funding some war in El Salvador, I think. He basically was funding a war in like all these other countries, and he enacted a lot of policies that had to do with like foreign affairs and foreigners during his presidency. And it makes sense because he was president during the Uranus and Sagittarius generation. So you see how that works. And that's pretty much everything you need to know. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. You take care.